let's talk Optus because it's had its problems.
Big
we
problems.
go through a long list here.
Yes.
So what's going on?
So there's three things that have gone on with Optus, which I find fascinating. First off, there was the hack, the massive hack. And at the time, the Singapore Telecom board was in Australia. Singapore Telecom owns Optus. Then there was the outage. Guess what? The Singapore Telecom board were in town having a board meeting at the time that took place. Chief executive was out the door, as you know, Kelly Bayer Rosmarin. Well, now, on Friday, in fact, the federal court came out with a decision which basically said full bench of the federal court saying that they were liable for taxes here in Australia as a result of loans that they had previously issued when they bought Optus in the first place. It allowed them to reduce their taxes. Now they're up for a massive tax bill. Now there are reports out there suggesting that maybe Brookfield, the giant Canadian investment bank that went after Origin Energy, could be about to buy Optus for around $16 billion.
Wow.
So there's lots of moving parts here, but the one thing is, quite clearly, Singapore Telecom must be not very happy with its investment in Optus right now because of all those things.
Brookfield's been busy.
Brookfield are a very busy organisation, there's no doubt. If it's not trying to buy AGL, then trying to buy Origin Energy, now having a look at Optus.
So is it done with Origin?
Nope, not whatsoever.
Okay.
That's still sitting around, you'd suggest, in the background, but as I say, it'd be interesting just to watch it.
I'm about to talk to Daniel Mookie about GST.
Yes.
Do you love this story as much as I do?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Dodgy GST deal?
Well, there's so many of them, these types of deals going around these days, and that's the reason why it's such a fascinating aspect.
Yeah.
Tax, I've got to say, the number of really dodgy deals going on with tax in this country, be it people setting up fake BAS accounts and then closing them down and just keeping the money, be it all sorts of people doing dodgy. So, yeah, the answer is there's so many schemes and many of them being promoted via social media.
Yeah, but this deal is actually a deal that was done by the government to give GST, more GST revenue to the state of WA. And they're blowing up saying, you know, this is a massive issue in WA. We love you, Western Australia, by the way. But now the state premiers are starting to really niggle here, you know, particularly Chris Minns, because he hasn't got his infrastructure money for certain projects.
Well, see, but this is the point. This is where GST is such a bad allocation of funds, if you think about it also, because you can never raise the GST. GST should be higher in Australia, technically, right?
And
so that we
base,
so that we take pressure off our own personal tax rates.
Yeah.
Right, so technically it should be.
So like they do in the UK, VAT is at 20%, isn't it?
So, but politically it's difficult to do that, right? So therefore, as a result, remember that all GST that's collected goes to the states. And the government has the role of saying who gets what.
And they were meant to get rid of stamp duty and didn't.
No.
Anyway, lots to explore. Ross, always good to see you.
Stuff.